point? What are you trying to say?
We've all seen those. Yeah,
it's like,
wow.
Yeah, we look at people and go, really? So you groomed that? It's like, what do you?
An impotent mustache.
So I wanted him to disappear. So all his clothes were taupes and sand color and off-whites and thing. I wanted him to blend into the walls. I wanted him to feel invisible. And so on those first episodes when I'm in the classroom and trying to look at anybody who might be interested in chemistry and getting nothing, it helped me as a character realize I'm so depressed. How did I get here? I'm looking at it. Nobody cares that I'm even here.
Yeah.
Nobody knows I'm even here. If I walked out of this classroom, they wouldn't even know. They're going to continue texting and whatever. I've lost.
And that was
part. Lost.
That was like part of what made you do what you ended up doing on the show.
Yeah.
I guess if you were successful, or if the character was a successful teacher that was beloved by the students, even if you got the cancer and needed to get money for the family, it probably wouldn't have worked out the same way. It was just a combination of everything.
It had everything to do
all
with
the
it.
features,
all those elements
were there.
came into play.
Yeah. Now, but one thing confusing though, you did it initially for your family and out of love for your family and concern about their future, and then it seems like you lost the concern for your family because you pretty much put them in danger. Now with what you're doing.
What are you saying?
How did that?
You got a problem with that?
Not at all. I think it's great. All for one, and all for me. Wait a minute. But what happened with the character that he kind of almost not wrote off his family, but didn't seem that concerned?
Walter White was seduced. He was seduced by power, by money. All the things that
even at the
never
cost
had
of his
before.
family.
Well, he didn't realize. I mean, we've all met very bright people who, in a social situation, right? I mean, you go, oh my God, this guy's a PhD and he's like unbelievably bright, and yet he can't hold a conversation in a social environment or what. So it doesn't mean if you're good at one thing, you're good at another. And so here you have a man who is very smart, but he made some poor choices, and he actually thinks that this simple plan will work. But he doesn't have the skill set to be a mastermind criminal. At least back then he did, and he's learning quickly.
Yeah.
Is there anything hard for you, as an actor, is there anything that's hard for you to play? Like when they ask you to do like, is there a behavior or an emotion that's easier for you or more comfortable for you? And then there's one that when you do it, you're like, all right, this one's more work.
Any given emotion, I don't know. Yeah, if you're asked to play some fast talking kind of guy who is authority on something, you have a lot of research to do, because you have to really delve into that and know what you're talking about, because it's coming out of your mouth so much faster than you ever thought. My guy on Drive, that movie Drive, was kind of that way, where he talked too much, he spoke too much. So I had to just get back into the garage and just get my head into that, that grease monkey kind of mentality and pick up a wrench and figure out things, and because I ad-libbed a lot in that film, and it was a lot about cars and things like that. Yeah.
Do you give yourself something to do? Like a lot of great actors will do that. Like they'll always be doing something like normal, like whether it's eating or just doing something like Pacino with his hands. That people like there's these little weird things that actors do that I think is so interesting, just to feel like it's real life.
It gives actors a handle, something to hold on to. If you're just standing there, it doesn't always feel the most comfortable. So if you're actually doing something and peeling a potato or something, anything, it basically makes the actor a little distracted in an activity, which is a good thing.
See, I never know it's a running joke on this show, but I don't. When I'm just standing there, like if they said in every scene like that I've ever, like, we need to just dump salt on something, like if there was slugs in every scene, I'd be fucking amazing. But when you just have to stand there, like walk into a room and make a proclamation, I stiffen up, and I literally don't know. I watch hands so much when people act, because it's so hard to be natural and conversational. Like right now, my hands are just dead.
You don't think about it when you're talking to someone on the street. Your hands are doing what they do. But if you were told to speak to a person on camera, now you're conscious of everything.
Like, we were having this conversation. If I had written this conversation out and we were having it, you'd be sitting there as natural as you are, and my hands, I'd be like, I'd be raising them, I'd be fucking poking things. Just.
And then they'll tell you, no, you're moving your hands a lot. Put them to your side. Let's do another take, everybody, and just keep your hands to your side. Now you're thinking, get my hands on my side. I've been moving my hands.
Exactly.
Now they like frozen down.
Yeah. Jim, this is whose life is it anyway? You can't be moving your hands around a lot. Must be quadriplegic.
It's like, remember, Jim, you're paralyzed from the neck down. So the movement thing is a little bit of a problem.
I'm always interested in how guys do that. Maybe they just don't. Maybe you're just so good you don't think about it anymore. But I'm fascinated by how you can make that so fucking natural. It's so hard to do, man.
It does look
It's really hard.
It's supposed to look hard, but it look easy, but it is actually very difficult to do.
Are you comfortable around guns? You do a lot of gunplay in the show.
Well, my character is not.
Yes,
he doesn't know from that world. So no, he's not too comfortable. When I was a kid, I used to shoot rifles. And doing some competitive shooting, and that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So I know my way around a
Oh,
gun,
okay.
so.
Yeah. I guess you're more apt to poison somebody or something like a little more science oriented. Yeah. Wait a minute. Did he touch my coffee? Yeah, that was.
I love the idea of incorporating science in killing people.
Yeah,
there's more of that coming up this year.
I don't doubt it. It does work well, and your loyalty to Jesse. It seems like it's there in the criminal element of what you want to do, but as a person or friend, you have really no respect or like for this guy.
Well, I don't know.
And I think he idolizes you. He still calls you Mr. White, which is very odd to watch.
Very
after everything
sign of
you've,
respect.
you've
I
done.
like that.
I think it's more a sign of him kind of still being a child in the classroom and calling you Mr. White. But yeah, you personally, on a personal level, you've done horrible things to this guy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, if he ever finds out what I've done,
yes,
I mean,
there will be hell to
in
pay.
trouble. Yeah.
But
he's a great actor, and he's fun to work with. He's supposed to be here, right?
Yeah, I was going to say great actor, not very prompt.
He's not very punctual. He doesn't own a watch. He has no clue what time it is at any given moment.
Yeah, they said he was in traffic.
He's stuck in traffic.
Yeah. But it just does seem like you put everything aside, even that, and that's a very threatening place to put yourself because he would do awful things if he found out what you've done.
Yeah, and as we wind down for season 5 starts on Sunday for 8 episodes. Season 6 will start next summer for 8 episodes, and then we're done. For
See,
good.
I did not know that.
Yes,
Yeah,
and that's going to be it.
Okay,
and that'll be it.
Wow,
That'll be it.
I need more.
Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that. Yeah. I mean, it will have.
I think it's time.
Yeah, I mean, given the conceit of the story that this man had 2 years to live and he's still going to die of lung cancer, if not of something else beforehand. But yeah, I want to stay true to what we told the audience and be fair with that. And
you don't want to do like MASH, where the Korean War's 11 years.
11 years. I thought this was supposed to only be 3 years. I was like,
The Beatles are playing in the Korean War.
It's like, really?
Was it 11 years? Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's time. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. Close it down. And
Well, you got the Total Recall movie. When is that coming out?
that comes out August 3rd.
It's coming out soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
August
I
3rd.
can't
wait.
Very cool.
I can't wait for that.
Very
That's
cool.
going to be huge.
Absolutely, it is.
Do you remember?
it's a
Here's an
lot
odd
of fun.
question. Do you remember the last time that you were lousy? Like something you did like years ago that you're like, oh God, was I awful in that?
I wasn't too kind to my wife the other day.
No, I mean as an actor.
Oh yeah. Oh sure. In fact, friends of mine have a humiliation night where they ask actors and performers to bring your worst shit over. And
Wow.
You know how easy it is to be me and bring everything?
No, and see, that's it. You have to call through that and say, this is the worst I've ever been.
What a great idea
Right?
it is.
And you drink. You're drinking all night long, and you're laughing at everyone else's horrible
Oh, that's
performances.
great.
It's great. You're just ripping each other completely.
We've had some of the stand-ups come in, and we played some of their early material and some of their videos, and we've actually, we played shit that we've done on the air
It's humiliating.
when we were first on the radio. Just happy to be there.
That's right. 5 minutes after the big hour, 5 o'clock here.
Just embarrassing.
Yeah.
But that's got to be pretty nerve-wracking, just sitting there with your friends goofing on your work.
The last time we did it was with Seth MacFarlane. He was over and we were drinking, and he did an on-camera thing on Star Trek, the TV series, and he was really stiff and in the background, and he was doing it and marching. It looked like he had something stuck up his ass. It was funny, so funny.
It is embarrassing to watch, though. Even though you're getting laughs from your friends, it really is on some level like, oh, God, is that rough?
What did you bring?
I brought this thing called Crisis Counselor, which was a really bad one of the early reality shows back in like 1980, I want to say, and it was kind of an improv show dealing with therapy sessions, group therapy sessions, and they would only tell you basically what you are, and then everything else just comes out. And I played this guy who who was married, and his wife is pregnant, and he has a male lover on the side. And I was told, you need to make this right on the show. You just need to say, what's wrong with this? And I went, really? That's what and so my arguments were, I don't know. I just, she was a little sick, so I thought I'd step away, have myself a lover.
Were you playing it up like that?
Not unlike any other guy would do. Go get yourself a male lover. When your wife is pregnant, right? And it's like they're looking at me like, "What? You're such an ass!" And so everybody else on the panel was throwing daggers at me, and I'm trying to this weak argument. Anyway, we had a blast. They carved me up quite a bit on that one.
Do you know how? I guess back then you'd never thought this would end up for public consumption, but all this stuff can be found on YouTube and stuff.
Everything's available.
And back then it was like, all right, that's gone forever.
There's
it's never going to see the light of day.
It'll never surface.
And here you go. There it is.
Oops.
Yeah, that's
yep.
They're telling us you have to leave. They're telling us that you have to. So, Bryan, Cranston, Aaron Paul is in traffic. But Breaking Bad Season 5, it's Sunday, 10 o'clock on AMC. Mm-hmm. And where can people get it if they're on Dish or something, they don't have it? Is there another way to see it?
iTunes, Netflix.
Yeah.
Right? I think those are the places. We do
on
really
demand.
On demand.
It's great.
It's great.
All right, so there's a way to see it.
Absolutely.
Great show and you're a tremendous actor.
I love it. If you have not seen it, you have maybe